Welcome back, everybody. Wild Willie here, and I believe it's episode 14. I always get this wrong. I'm off by one usually. I think I counted before this one. So episode 14 of my Paladin of Marika build, combining the melee attributes of the Dreadnought with the faith-based incantations of the Fundamentalist and the Dragon Cultist. In my last episode, I was trying to fight the Divine Death Dancing Lion, and I finally beat it. I could have done a whole episode's worth of material, just me losing to that stupid thing on repeat. It took a while to beat. The thing that finally tipped the scale was this bad boy right here that we got from the Fire Giant right beforehand, the Sword of the Cyclops. Technically not part of this build, but it's a faith weapon, so I leveled it up to +9. I remembered that the Dancing Lions are weak to fire, and this thing just has way more reach than my Leaden Maul. So anyways, it was able to get the Somber Bell Bearing from the DLC, and now our Leaden Maul is up to +14. So now we're going to go take on Vyke again. There's Frenzy Vyke by the church down on the Liurnia of the Lakes region. Just like the base game Invasion. And then in the Everjail here we have Lightning Vyke, which I took on back in episode 5, I want to say. And it did not go well. Of course, I was only level 65. I had a +9 Leaden Maul. I had 28 strength and base dexterity. So now we are level 112. We can summon. We have a +14 Leaden Maul. And I have 16 dexterity. And while my weapon doesn't scale a lot off of dex, it does scale some. So I'm getting more damage from my 16 dex. I think I had like 11 to start with. So we are going to have another go with this dude. Hopefully between me and my summons, we can do a better job of beating him down. And the Leaden Maul was sitting him down. It just wasn't doing a ton of damage. And hopefully I can just keep chaining his ass until he's dead. There we go. Much better this time. So that's going to get us our next Lightning Rune. We got the Shining Rune of Lightning, and then strangely enough, he gives us another Frenzy thing. So it's going to kick us out of the Everjail. And we'll take a look at the runes. The Spell Rune. We'll pop the Spell Rune. And I can get another level. Stat-wise, I think at this point I'm going to 20 dex so I could use the Bolt of Grand Sax, which is obviously one of the Dragon Cultist weapons. And then, you know, it's just going to be like strength to 54. So when I two-hand, I'm at 80, the second soft cap. And then more faith, because we're going to be getting more spells online. Starting... Not you. I don't need you. That was the... Here. I want to be here. Ancient Lightning Strike, Ancient Lightning Spear, Vyke's Dragon Bolt, and Fortis Axis Lightning Stake. Not interested in that one. I can tell you that right now. This is the one where you, like, leap into the air and stab down with the 2 red lightning spears. It's, first of all, 48 faith, and it takes a long time to pull off and not worth the damage in the case. So bolsters body with red lightning. Red lightning to cover the caster's body, increases all lightning damage you deal by 5%, reduces FP cost by incantations, improves casting speed, lasts for 3 minutes. And then I was just going to say this is just an upgrade of Dragon Bolt Blessing. Then we have the Lightning Spear. And this is just an upgrade on the basic spear. And then we have Lightning Strike, which is an upgrade on the basic Lightning Strike. So that's our next round. 38, 40, 43, and 48. So that's, you know, kind of where I need to be heading strength-wise or faith-wise, up to like 43 for this next batch. So not too far off that. And then we're going to fast travel here a minute anyway. Getting back to episode 7, where I'm like, there's bad ideas and there's really bad ideas. We need to go further into Farum. I remember in episode 7 I said coming here was probably could be a really bad idea, and it actually went pretty well. So we're going to go back because we want to progress further to get to Plassey to get our final lightning rune. And we want the somber for like the ancient somber bell bearing, so I can upgrade anything to +10 because everything is kind of stuck at +9 right now. Level up. Where was I going? Strength or faith or dex? I wanted dex. So there's some dex. And then +9, not leveling that up. I just use it for the binding spell. That's +8. I could get it a +9, +10 just for a little bit more guard boost. Using this even though it's got 95% physical damage negation because A, it's lighter, and B, it gives me a little bit of passive HP regen, which is nice. Also picked up the stats for, I don't know if I have it equipped. Find my spells. This one. So this is what I have equipped. This is a legendary incantation. So whenever you toggle it on and off, 7 HP recovery and reduces equip load, which I don't really need. And it'll stack with lesser non-signature enchantment. So I could also go signature enchantment here, which will give me more holy damage and FP recovery if I get into more casting. And that required 36 faith, so I got the extra point there. Equipment wise, I think I'm gonna have to pull out this bad boy because we are gonna be facing off against some undead, and I need something that does a range attack with Sacred Blade and holy damage, so I can put down some undead. So we're going to go to Farum, to Tempest facing balcony. This is where I got the bell bearing that lets me do the colossal somber, so the +8 +9. You get that here. And then we're going to proceed along here. It's honestly hell on earth. It's a lot of platforming. The toughest enemy we're going to fight, other than, you know, one early exception, it's going to be gravity. There's a lot of gravity-induced death that can happen here. I'll give it a run through, and then per my usual, I'm going to like pause the video and run through to get back to where I was if I die. So you don't have to watch me do this repeatedly. Just as a warning, you look at how you proceed through the zone. They've got obstacles there, and there's our undead dudes, or undead beastmen. So it's a little bit trickier to proceed through and get down. And there's no grace. Like typically there's a grace like right below where my head is, down there, and they took it away. So you have to proceed farther to get through the zone. We actually have to go up into that tree section there and do some more platforming, and then run up and around to the elevator where you would normally come up in the base game to fight Alexander. So anyway, let's enchant our weapon. Directly below me there is a pot, a giant pot guy who will do spin to win and knock you off. So I would recommend just running over here. And he will follow you all the way over here. Not that I'm going to hang around to show that part. Unfortunately, that just one-shots. See, here he comes. And this next section, if you think there might be a gap, there is. And I would suggest just running. And jumping, or at least hopping. Another Colossal Somber, that's nice. So there's a gap, just like the base game. Another little gap. Hopefully that fall won't kill you. Normally there's a grace right here, they took it away. So the path to proceed is going to be down there, and then we got to hop over there and climb up that ladder, and then hop across this stuff up to the area above my head. So run and jump. And there are going to be 2 undead. In the room here, there's going to be 1 hanging on the wall right over there. But first you want to come around the corner and kill that guy. And then we should be able to turn around in time and kill him. Okay, so now hoppity hop time. Oof. And I'm doing the sprint jump here. All right, I actually want to do that. And it does not look like my incantation is on. I'm not regenning health. So I'm just gonna, wrong hand. Just gonna pop that. So now I got my HP regen happening. I wanna go here and get rid of this. Go back to my main weapon. And I wanna switch to this. When we get up there, sorry, I messed that up. I'm actually going to probably want to do this. And you proceed around over that way. Doesn't get you anywhere. It just brings you back around to the very tippy top of this thing where you can get some more loot. It's not the path of progress. So if you want to explore, go ahead. But again, be mindful, long run back. So this is a long gap. Ask me how I know. And now I'm holding my sprint button. And we're going to leap across. All right, there is another gap here. Ask me how I know. I've fallen through there. And then we have one more here. And then we have to run and jump. And then the challenge is there. You can't see it. There's like one of these mausoleum knights over there, and he's a great bow one. So you need to run across and then either roll or block. Because he's going to get up and start shooting you, and you can't see him through the trees. And he does that. And I just want to get up here and kind of run over a little bit, and then I want to pull out my summons. And he kind of stays. Get rid of that, please. Hopefully he didn't fall off the cliff and die. Dogs. Yeah, I don't need you down here fighting those things. And I'm just going to run. Honestly, I don't want to fight any of this crap. I just want to get the hell out of here and get to my next grace. So we got these guys. Gotta let my stamina come back for a sec. Want to go down to where those knights are walking, but I want to go behind them. So be mindful of the cliff edge here. And then there's one more guy. Like a great shield dude. Yeah, that one. And I'm just going to run past him. And then here's my grace. And Oleg is out there fighting. Now that I have the grace, I might go out and help. Yeah, got a spear to the face for my treble. And in there's like, I don't know, see the undead dude who came out to get us. It's one of like the bull goat sets or whatever, armor piece in there. There really isn't any other notable loot up there. So anyway, we are going to proceed. And proceed down. Normally you come up here. And hopefully Oleg is going to come along with us. So we got 2 of the undead dudes here. We got that one there. Or no, they're not undead. They're just regular beastmen. Come here. And then of course they're going to chuck shit and not come over. Come here. I know your friend is over there and I don't want to fight him and you at the same time. Not giving me much of a choice. So there's another one around the corner there. Let's see what kind of damage we're doing with this. Not a lot, but enough. Up. Not sure where you came from. So more gaps. Sneaky, sneaky. I got rid of him. I'm going to despawn Oleg because he's like 2/3 health and he's not pathing down here. Let's see if we can pull him right back out. You will have pathing issues in here with your summons because, you know, there's some new paths in here. They might not be able to follow you. They might get stuck. So I think we're just going to go down. So we got you. Got anything over here? I feel like there's 2 of them. What kind of range does this have? Not enough. Can I charge this? Yeah, I can. I get 6 instead of 4. All right, so we took him out. And I don't remember if this is progress or not. And again, I honestly don't care what's over there. That's not progress. Yeah, this is progress. Run and jump. Jump. All right, there should be 2 dogs. All right, took you out. All right, so you're gone. I was going to say there should be another dog. And there is. Not going to lock on. Will like run me right off a cliff. Because like normally you proceed around, not see that guy, and he would get you. He would get you. Hopefully this reaches. Alright, I gotta wait. Hopefully one more cast will take him out. Nope. Dang it. That's gonna hit the pillar. And I lost my lock on. Damn it, bro. Need to get him when he starts coming back. Alright, there we go. He's down. Rune Arc. Can't see for shit. I believe there's one that's like lying down on the ground around here that you can't lock onto until it gets up. This one. Ask me how I know. Bro ambushed me in the past. Not fun. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing with Oleg. His pathing should be good here because this is in the base game. Because I want to say we're coming up on Banished Knights. Nope, just regular Beastmen. Yeah, don't you dare ignore my friend. Oh, you're one of the lightning ones, though. Very dangerous, just gonna rush you down. And we've got you. Tried to get away. And this is the ashes. Spirit Ash. There's another one through the door over there. Two, apparently. See if an Oleg could take them out. Through the door. Not going to do play-by-play, sorry. Next up, we're going to be fighting Serra. We'll talk about that. Site of Grace just over there, behind me, just like in the base game, and then the arena where the Godskin duo is. It's basically one of those jumping leonine beasts. Can't call it a dancing lion, but that's probably the closest description to it. Alright, anyway, enough of that. So again, there is a gap here. You want to stay to your left. Hop across. You go to the right, you miss time, you will fall to your death. You should be able to just drop down to your left, but I'm not chancing anything. So I'm going to rest. Then I'm just going to test and see if I can summon without debuffing myself. Should be able to, because I didn't fast travel and I didn't die. So now, just as a precaution, I'm going to send him back out. I'm not going to summon until we get into the room. Sometimes summons can be a little glitchy if you summon them outside of a boss room. Alright, now we're definitely inside the room. And we'll give it a couple tries. I don't know how this is going to go. Stay out of the lightning. Don't get hit by the glaive. Let me get the riposte, get the critical off. Try to queue one up while I get up. That didn't go well. I'm going to tank that. I need to get out and heal. Now I need stamina. Alright, I lost my summons. There we go. Tried to summon again, did not work. Radiant Rune of Lightning is ours, so now we have the next rune for our Dragon Cultist. Oh, I need to get rid of that. I'm like, why am I stuck? And then we got the Glaive of the Ancients. And some more runes. And there should be a Site of Grace. Okay. So we're gonna rest here. Level up. Need a little bit more to get 2 levels, can get the dex up to 19. Let's take a look at what we got, and then we'll wrap up and we'll proceed from here in the next episode. So inventory. Glaive of the Ancients, Ancient Thunderclap, Strength, Dex, and Faith. We definitely have the stats. Might check that out. Does pure lightning damage, which is nice. Fight a lot of stuff in water and in the rain in this game. And then our rune. Let's go ahead and use that. Pop our lightning rune. Time warp, that makes us zippy. We can kind of bolt around using FP. Ancient Lightning Storm. Dragon Bolt of Floor Sacks, and Ageless Intervention. So what the heck are those? Okay, call upon the power of ancient dragons to fill yourself with Draconic Vigor, 55 Faith. Call upon the power of ancient dragons, blah blah blah, for 1 minute. Every stack of current consumed, you gain damage negation and HP regeneration for a maximum of 20%. Damage negation and 30 HP per second at 15 stacks of current. Okay. 51, 50, and 46. Okay. So Ancient Dragon Lightning, Ancient Lightning Storm, we know what this is. Calls down Red Lightning to bolster the caster. Red Lightning, you increase damage, lightning damage, lower FP costs, increase casting speed, gain 10% all absorption. Okay. Alright, so this is just a better body bolt versus the regular Dragon Bolt 1. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. We'll continue in the next episode, pushing a little farther into the zone. Still want to get the Somber Ancient Bell Bearing. So anyway, see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the content, please subscribe and like. Thanks so much.